Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the end of July of 2022, and we're not only getting closer to shows out there like Andor, The Bad Batch Season 2, as well as Tales of the Jedi, but let's not forget about the fact that we have Disney Plus Day and D23 to look forward to by this fall that's going to really lend itself to announcing a handful of new Star Wars TV shows, projects such as video games, books, novels, comics, you name it, that's really going to set and raise the bar for the franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the overall Disney Star Wars universe moving forward is that there's a lot of things happening between Kathleen Kennedy, Leslye Headland, and of course the Disney executives. As you all know, the Acolyte series has been getting a very bad rap for the production issues that it has really been going through and all of the different setbacks, multiple different co-writers and directors getting fired on and off throughout the past year and a half. It really has been something of an issue with Kathleen Kennedy, and basically they are planning to begin filming the show by this November, and that's if everything runs smoothly from this point till then, which is a 50-50 chance, to be honest. Now, moving forward, we already know that Kathleen Kennedy is all set and ready to make some very big changes to George Lucas's philosophy of Star Wars in the Acolyte series. And that's one thing that a lot of fans have been very much angered about and annoyed over, is the fact that Leslye Headland is another creator, another writer if you will, that has not really invested her time in Star Wars very thoroughly. Even she herself announced this a couple of months ago. However, that brings us to this big discussion right now and exactly what's going on with Kathleen Kennedy and what's going on with the entire situation. Now, with Disney and Lucasfilm now working on numerous Star Wars projects and shows that will be announced by this fall, creators Favreau and Filoni are excited to be bringing in Star Wars legends again back to life with the new stories to come. However, it's noted that currently Kathleen Kennedy has very controversial plans for Anakin Skywalker in the Acolyte series for Disney Plus, and is aiming to retcon the character in a very big way that may not agree with fans too well. Further, it's described that one major piece to the story of the Acolyte that has now been finalized in the script by Leslye Headland is to change the story and restart the story of Anakin Skywalker and how he is not the true chosen one in the Star Wars galaxy. This new chosen one that is set to be established to the Star Wars lore is set to be a character currently simply codenamed as Maeve, who worked with another character codenamed Aura. Both Kennedy and Leslye Headland are resetting the canon with Anakin Skywalker by making it that he was never the real chosen one, and that there was another chosen one and a prophecy before him that the Jedi had missed during the High Republic era and moving, of course, toward the prequels. Now, this is all set to be established the first few episodes of the series that is still intact with the plot of the show, and to connect with what Leslye Headland and recently she had to actually say by saying the following. Now, Leslye said, "It's in our best interest to add new meaning to the prequels and to shift things around. I never really watched the prequels through and through, but I know the basics and these changes that we are making are going to really hit fans with a big wow moment. I just cannot wait to explore it all with the fans and the community." At the same exact time, both John and Dave are well aware that Leslye is gearing toward restarting Anakin's backstory to the point that they are already developing a strategy to essentially reset that retcon that Leslye and Kathleen are about to establish. Now, let me just pause right here for a second. Now, the thing about Kathleen Kennedy is that this is almost coming off like she does this on purpose. It's almost coming off like she's well aware that the fans really love the character of Anakin and that she has to just do this because of just some reason that's going through her mind, who knows. But everything related to the Acolyte series so far has not been sounding good. The fact that it is going to be done by Kathleen Kennedy, it's going to have a lot of identity politics, a lot of agendas thrown in there. In fact, it's going to be the most agenda-driven Star Wars show to date, so I think I really don't see it becoming well with the Star Wars fans, and really not all that up there. Now, moving forward with the Acolyte, we already know that, yes, some fans believe it sounds good on paper. It's about emerging dark side powers at the very end of the High Republic. leading into episode 1, The Phantom Menace. And it really does raise a lot of questions. Exactly how far are Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye gonna go with all these different retcons toward the prequels? Now, restarting Anakin's backstory is one thing. What else are they gonna do? Well, let's get right into it. Now, even the Disney executives are very worried about this approach as well as Bob Chapek, but given that Kennedy still holds full creative power over the show, there is little to nothing that Disney can do as of this moment. Kathleen Kennedy restarting Anakin's background has also a lot to do with the fact that this is going to deal with emerging dark side powers at the end of the High Republic era, and how it will connect to Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's something that Kennedy has been planning for over 1 year now in order to retcon big aspects of the prequel trilogy lore that many fans have supported throughout the years. Now, this is where things begin to really escalate by Kathleen Kennedy. Something also with the prophecy of the Chosen One that will be changed is set to retcon something significant to do with midichlorians. It's unclear what this retcon will really be, but Kennedy and Leslye will be changing something very important with that lore piece in the Star Wars world. Now, I don't know if you guys knew, but there are going to be quite a number of actors, playing different characters in the Acolyte, one of which is going to be a Sith hero. Alright? And I think that this is where the controversy begins to unravel, is that basically what Kathleen Kennedy is doing is that she's trying to make one of the Sith Lords a legitimate hero, per se, when they, alright, or he or she, whoever it is going to still remain to the dark side of the Force, but act as a hero. What does that really mean? Well, it could mean a multitude of things. It could very well be that this is a Sith-oriented character that fights other Sith Lords to save other Sith allies. It could be something as simple as that. It could be something perhaps maybe that this Sith character is joining the Jedi temporarily but remaining with the dark side ways. I don't know. But it's a very complex thing, and if you don't do that right, it could very well be screwed up easily when it comes to Star Wars canon. So I think that's why simplicity is the best thing. There's gotta just be a dark side and a light side, evil and good in these stories, and that's the way that it works best. Now, obviously resetting Anakin's background, what really is the deal with the midichlorians? What's going to be changed with the midichlorians? That's a big, mysterious piece right now that is in the works by Kathleen and Leslye. Whatever that means, we will be finding out more about that in the next couple of months, because this show is finally now coming together when it comes to the script. They're trying to plan on begin filming this thing by November, so they got a little bit of ways to go. But in the end, I think that the Acolyte series is not going to really resonate with a lot of fans out there. Especially the hardcore fans that really like the story of the Sith. We have Revan and Nihilus coming into the equation of this show, by the way, in flashback form, so that's keeping a lot of fans on edge and very skeptical about what Kathleen Kennedy is about to do to them, and we also discussed that before in the past couple of weeks ago. So overall, I think that at the end of the day, resetting Anakin Skywalker, it's so unnecessary. I like how John and Dave are already pre-planning a reset of this retcon so that they can reverse this thing by Kathleen. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.